Welcome everyone to solving some puzzles. Today for blindfold training, day 31. We're going to take a bit of a rest day. We're going to solve some puzzles for like a good 30 minutes. See how you guys do, see what happens, and see if we can solve the puzzles. Now, I don't know why I just paused, but okay, let's start. Okay, so we have a knight, we have two rooks against two rooks, and bishop, both sides of a queen, 3 pawns, okay, we're down a pawn. We're down a pawn, but first thing I see is we can play c5 to win the bishop. Let's consider some checks, captures, threats first. So no checks work really. Captures, okay, I can take, but that's not really any good. Now, the threat is obviously c5. But c5, they go bishop e3. And the point is if we take the queen, they take our queen. Okay. So c5, bishop e3, if I take here, doesn't do much. The queen is under threat, but okay, they can move the queen away. Oh, but can they? So you move the queen away, you stop defending the bishop. So if you move the queen away here, maybe rook e8. But then you can just defend everything. It's not working, it's not working. Now, also I can just attack this bishop, I just realized. So why not play a move like queen g4 or queen h4? Attacking the bishop, piling pressure on the bishop. And then following up with c5. That way my queen wouldn't be under threat. So then what I'm thinking about is, okay, both work. Queen g4 seems more logical since it's not on a dark square. So I'll play queen g4. Let's say rook d1 comes, then c5. Now you don't have an attack against me, and I think that's pretty good. I think queen g4 is winning. Queen h4 would also win. But why doesn't queen h4 win? Not exactly sure. I think queen h4 would also win, but queen g4 makes more sense to me. We'll try and figure it out. Queen g4 wins after rook d1 and c5. Queen h4, apparently this is wrong. I wonder why. I do wonder why. Because even if I go queen h4, rook d1, c5, you might think, oh, they can attack the queen, but no, it's not really. Oh, I guess it is an attack now, yeah? I was thinking we had desperado, but no, the rook defends the queen now. Okay, so we understand why it doesn't work. So queen g4 must be the move. And after rook d1, we play c5, and we simply win the piece. So this one's about noticing the pins in this position. We see that the bishop is going to be hanging, so we play queen g4. Rook d1 and simply c5, and we win the piece. Okay, let's do the next one. If we do want to make it harder, we would just simply close our eyes after we understand the position vaguely to train some of the blindfold skill. But today is meant to be a bit more of a rest day, just so we don't get Bobby Fished, which is the act of being dismembered from society, from going insane from playing blindfold chess. I don't know if that made sense. Okay, let's go. So this one, we first look for checks. So remember, the checklist checks, captures, threats. First thing, check. Do we see any checks? Yes, we do. 92 is a check. It just looks stupid, but okay, the king just moves. And we have no follow-up, so it's not a great move. So 92 is a no-go. Knight h3. Okay, I take it. And there's nothing there. So then we think, oh wait, rook g2 exists. Now the king has 2 slots. This one and this one. If you go rook g2, king f1, we have rook f3. Rook f3, king e1. And is that leading to checkmate? I believe it is. So rook g2, king f1, rook f3. Rook f3, king e1. Just knight d3 and I win. Yeah, knight d3, king d1, and I have mate. So this would be mate. Check, king comes here. Check, king has to come here. Check, the king has to go even further into the position. Then we have mate, clearly. That's not gonna work. So here they will play king h1. And there, if we have a win, we have a win. Very revolutionary stuff, I'm saying. There we can go rook h3 and threaten mate, and I don't think it's stoppable. We have to be careful about allowing knight f6 there because it's not a check. In which case king h8 will lose to... Oh no, it wouldn't lose. Aha, that's the idea. There we take. So here, if we go king f8, they can probably make a draw. I'm not sure exactly how. Knight d2 back. No, even there it's hard to make a draw. Aha! Okay, that is what they have. Slightly annoying. Oh, so if we go knight, if they go knight f6, king h8, they give a check, king g7, they give a check, they take the knight, they take our rook. And there if we take, they take with the king, attack our rook, and this is not good for us. So just the line for you guys at home, it's rook g2, king h1, we go rook h3, threaten mate. To me it seems the most logical move to threaten the checkmate. But after they go knight f6, I think we have to play king f8. And after knight d7, king e8, knight f6, king d8, they can give a check, king c8, they can give another check, king b8, and then knight d7 is mate, so I just checkmated myself. Nice. Wow, this is tough then. Check here, rook comes in, knight f6, king f8, knight d7. I think we have to play king e7 there, letting ourselves be in a discovery, but that doesn't work because then they have knight d5, king f6, and knight. Then they can bring the knight back and defend the pawn. This is hard. I do think it's capturing. And after king h1, I do still think it's rook h3. But then knight f6 is a problem. King f8 has to be played. Knight d7, or even knight h7. King e7, check. Here, check. Here, check. Here I get mated. Check here, check. Knight f6, king h8, rook a8, king g7. Check here, they take. Check, take. And it's a draw. Okay, so it's then I'm thinking it's not rook g2. That eliminates rook g2. So apparently I'm missing something simple. Whole universe was in a hot, dense state, and then 30 million years ago, expansion started. Rook g2, king h1. Rook h3 has to be played. Now I close my eyes and the blindfolded skills will help me. Rook g2, king h1, rook h3. Knight f6, king f8. Knight h7, king e8. Knight f6, king d8. Rook c1, king b8. I get mated. I've gone through this line too many times. Oh. No, that doesn't work either. Then I was considering rook g2, king h1, rook h2, king h2, rook h3, but it doesn't work, clearly. I don't see it. Now the only thing I can think of is rook g2, rook g2 and rook c2. The point is knight f6, I do the same line, but there they won't have the check on c8. So after rook d1, here they won't have a check here. It's the only thing I can think of, so I'm gonna play it. Now I think it's rook c2 because I don't see rook h3 working. I just don't see it working. I'll check again, but I think it's rook c2 because rook h3, it's the move I want to intuitively play, but I can't get over the calculation. Knight f6, here we get mated, that's obvious. Have to go f8, they take, we have to go to e8, check. Now we don't want to repeat the position, otherwise we just repeat the position and nothing good comes from that. So we have to, upon the check, go back to d8. c1, king c. Yeah, the rook has to be on c2 here. Has to be. Oh no, it doesn't. Oh my god, I'm silly. I'm silly. It can be rook h3. I don't know what I missed in the calculation, but knight f6 here. Check king e8. Check king d8. Check king c8. Now, rook c1. I can't go king c8. Repeat the position. King b8. And I was thinking check, but they don't have a check. I take the rook. So it can be rook h3. Oh my god. I don't know why I spent so long on it. I kept thinking for some reason after all of this, it would be a draw, but the rook is hanging in the line. So in this line, the rook is hanging. So I was thinking this check would come and I would be mated. In my head, this was mate, but the rook is hanging. Simple mistake, yeah? At least we got it right in the end. Alright, this one looks 10 times easier than the other one. Staying nearly 15 years ago, expansion started. Build a pyramid, mad science history, unraveling the mission. We'll start with the Big Bang. Yeah. Alright, rook h2 seems pretty good. Then king g3. Check, 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 check. No, it doesn't work. If we take the pawn, what happens? Sorry, isn't that just checkmate? Check. Oh, no, it isn't. King Willie escapes. If check here, check, the king comes back. That is mate. Yes. But the issue is check here, king g5, check here, and the king escapes. So taking doesn't look like it's working. Unless it is. Unless I have like g5. The point is if you take with the pawn, it's still mate. No, if you take with the pawn, it's not mate anymore. Check, check, you have the square. I'm not being threatened with anything though. So that makes me think, why can't I like slow play it somehow? How can I slow play it? Check. So if I go hg4, hg4, king h4, check here. Oh, there I go king g7 and it's winning. But then they go f5. f5, I might have rook f2. Regardless, it's not going to be winning. Once I give the check, they'll have they can take. So here, check. They can even take. I just didn't see that. Oh, terrible. Check. Okay, I don't think it's taking the pawn. If anything, it's this check and pushing the pawn. Yes. And then going rook e2. Okay, this is really cool actually. I think we can push the pawn. And the point is we're boxing this king in. Whatever they do, let's say they give a check, we go king g7, nothing. Let's say they play a random move, rook a8. Okay, now what we want to do is... Okay, that would lose the game, right? This would be mate. They can't do a random move. If we play h4... No, sorry. h4 they take it, we don't want that. If we play rook h2, they have to go here. Now we play h4, they have to go here. Now the point is we play rook e2, cutting off the king, threatening rook f2. But then they play rook f1 themselves. And then we cry. Yeah. What is this puzzle? Puzzle of the... Oh, isn't this just mate, maybe? Check it, check. Wait a second, I think I just missed a force mate. I think it's really easy. Rook h2, king g3, h4, king f3. Now I can give this check. King is forced to e4. I give this check. The king is forced here to d5, and this is just mate. Oh, I don't know how I missed this, actually. It's was really easy. And now we just give it check and check. And then mate. And if I give this check first, I should also win. Check here, check. No, but then they come here. So we have to do this one. We have to do this one. Yep. And then take. It's mate. That was nice. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Today was Blindfold Chess Training Day 31. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Leave a comment if you have any thoughts. And subscribe to the Realist channel.